To proceed with our Q&A, for our media partners, please go in front of the standing microphone located at the center aisle. Please state your name and the media outlet you represent before asking your question. And please keep your questions clear and concise to give everyone an opportunity to share their eloquence and wit. And for our ladies, you don't have to go in front. Just please stand and use the provided wireless microphone in front of you. And you are only allowed to answer one question to give a chance to others. And I guess we are all set. We may now start our question and answer portion. Thank you.
All right, a pleasant afternoon to all the lovely ladies. Let me introduce myself. First of all, Carlo Dolier of Kadangpan Live Online. And I would just like to give one question only to Ms. Hannah Mage Picho in regards to being the plus size candidate of the Mutya ng Dabaw. What will you expect in order to promote body positivity, especially to the Dabawenyas all over the 182 barangays of the city?
Hello, Sir Carlo. Thank you so much for choosing me and asking that question. Good afternoon to everyone as well. Good afternoon to everyone as well. Being the apparent plus size candidate in this year's Mutya, I think it is very, very special to have representation. And most of all, I really believe that pageantry really is the best platform to promote body positivity. And as you might have heard earlier, I have two advocacies, and that is because I believe that body positivity is really, really best promoted through a pageant. And that is because beauty pageants set the beauty standards of today's society. So whatever the people see and whatever kind of ladies that they see in a pageant such as Mutya ng Dabaw, that is what they would have to instill in their minds as their definition of beauty. And that's why I think it is very important to have someone like me who is a plus size and someone like all these girls who are very diverse in their beauty to have here in Mutya ng Dabaw so that people can see and we can set a good example. And as for the projects that I would want to apply for Dabawenyas here in our city, I think me being here is the best thing that I can promote. As I've said, it is a mindset that I want people to remember and I want them to internalize. So in the 1 month that I will be here in Mutya ng Dabaw, I will really do my best to share my advocacy. And even afterwards, I have planned fashion shows and fun runs, especially fashion shows. I am an entrepreneur. I have a plus size boutique. I curate plus size outfits for women, not only plus size, but women of all bodies. And that is something that I can relate. It is very, very hard for me to find fashionable outfits and stylish outfits that actually fit me. And for a woman, I think it is very empowering to find an outfit that is expressively you. And that is something that I want to do if given the chance, a fashion show for all sizes, a fun run so that we can have fun and people can see that it is okay to be different and that it is okay to be you no matter what your body is. Thank you.
Good afternoon everyone. I'm Elmer Quintanar, latest Dabaw News. Para sa mga may asawa, comfortable ba kayo na compete sa mga dalaga? Ano masasabi ninyo? Kahit sa inyo, sinong pwede sumagot? Yung mga...
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. So, I am a mother.
Yeah.
I am a single mother, sir. I am architect Darlene Paula de Chosa. But for me, prejudice, stereotyping, and discrimination are one of the major causes why we have this kind of negative emotions of women that we cannot compete. Actually, we can really compete because right now we are living in a modern world where we embrace different status quo, different appearance, different professions. So as a mother, even though I am a professor, an architect, and a mother, I still try to balance between both, serving my passion in the university and also joining my hobbies, which is pageantry. And I can really set as a good example to not just all the mothers out there, but to all the women that no matter what racial discrimination are you in, the most important thing is the values and the lessons that you can impart, especially in promoting your advocacy.
Pangalawang tanong, paano nyo ipapromote pa yung Dabaw being ambassador of Davao City?
Kanatalan mo, sir.
Hello, good afternoon to each and everyone. Well, sir asked if how will we promote Davao City as an ambassador for Davao City. Well, I believe that Davao City Tourism is already using social media platform to promote Davao City. And as a Mutya ng Dabaw candidate, I think I would create a slogan that would help tourists to have them experience the beautiful Davao City. And maybe the slogan that I will create is Davao City, where nature's majesty meets urban harmony. Why? Because Davao is surrounded with a majestic natural beauty, and also urban harmony is because of the well-planned development, the economic activities, and also the harmonious eco-coexistence of the people here in Davao City. That would be all. Thank you.
Okay, so I am an international flight attendant at Philippine Airlines, and no matter what country or no matter where I go, Davao City always remains in my heart. And aside from the beautiful sceneries and the nature, it will always be the people itself. And I believe that no nation can progress if it weren't for the people itself. So we are known for being reliable and very responsible citizens. So I think that is something that I can always be proud of.
May I also add, hello everyone, good afternoon. I am Crisan K.L. Melchor. I am a singer-songwriter and I am working under one of the biggest labels here in the Philippines. So one way I can promote tourism in Davao, everywhere I go, I carry the name of being a Dabawenya performer, local artist. So every person I meet, they always say, wow, talented people are in Davao. They are very good. And I think that our leaders are very good in promoting Davao City already in tourism. And I think for me, as an ambassadress of Davao, I think I can promote Davao more through my talent in music, which I can make songs and for my advocacy, a song for the children, I can let underprivileged children and also disabled children to make a song with me and put it out in Spotify, Apple Music, and every platform available. And that will showcase Davao as a city and also the people. So, thank you.
Anyone who wants to answer? So anyone who wants the question? Yes, ma'am.
I think it's for candidate number 22. I am Ivy Parido from the XDCR Davao. Ma'am, as you mentioned earlier, you are a performing artist, a singer, ma'am, right?
Yes, but I am a singer-songwriter.
Yes, ma'am. If you were to promote Davao City and the children of Davao City in a song, what would be its title? And can you explain that song to us?
I'm so happy that you asked that question. I actually was able to write a song for my advocacy. It's called Fly. So in Davao City, we have the Philippine National Eagle. And if you don't mind, I can sing a few lines of the chorus. So it goes like, hand in hand, we arise in a place so alive, full like an eagle we will fly. So the song title is Fly, and I hope to promote it one day with the children that I am advocating for. Thank you.
For our other media partners,
I'm Dabaw. Nice to see you again, ladies, but now in color. Okay, the last time we saw each other, you were all wearing white. I've asked this to one of the candidates the last time, no? But I'd like to ask anyone from this group, if there's a lot of things going on in the world right now, a lot of mga current events, environmental emergencies, political stuff that's happening. What do you think that the most current event or anything that's going on right now that you're focused on that has caught your attention, and why? Yes, please.
Hi, good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. I guess one of the major issues or current events right now that that caught my attention and I would really like to get focus on is the issue on transportation. I know that there is a pending jeepney phase out that's happening, and I am a daily commuter. I know that you guys are too. And I would love to give equal importance to jeepney drivers and to passengers alike, because not every one of us is very privileged to have their own transportation or cars, motorcycles, etc. So I would like to give an equal opportunity for jeepney drivers to keep their livelihood, and for us everyday commuters to keep on having jeepneys at our disposal, and for us to have a safe travel all in all. So that's the one thing that really caught my attention. Thank you.
I also, sir, in regards to the answer of candidate number, I think, 13, my master's degree was also about traffic impact assessment. So right now in Davao City, we really don't realize we keep on continue building and building, and we didn't notice the road widening, right? Like the road is really narrow compared to the volume of the building that they are currently building. So for me as an architect, it is important that in order to submit your plans in the Office of Building Official, you need to study first the traffic impact assessment within the city in order for commuters to live comfortably. At the same time, it is not time consuming when you go to places like different types of places in different areas of Davao City. So that's why I am really pushing through that traffic impact assessment study so that Dabaweños cannot just live like difficulty in commuting, but also they feel comfortable when commuting. And with the HPBS or high priority bus system in Davao City, I think that jeepney drivers will also be given the opportunity, and also Davao can really find it very easy for us to commute and live like an easy transportation like different countries, Japan and abroad.
Hello, mabuhay and madayaw. In line with my advocacy, which is bridging gaps for employment and education for persons with disabilities, my heart belongs to special needs education. I believe that here in the Philippines, we have a total of 1.6 million persons with disabilities, and only 13,408 schools are only SPED centers. Not everyone is actually practicing inclusivity in terms of education. So I believe that something that needs to be addressed. We need to focus more on equality and inclusive education, especially that teachers of the special needs nowadays are in demand, not just here in Davao City, in the Philippines, and also in other countries. So I think no one should be ever left behind, and we need to value each and every one. Thank you.
last three answers for the question.
Okay, thank you. Good afternoon again. I'm Anna Adrian Haugan. And to add, if there is one current issue that I want to focus on with regards to my advocacy is definitely the calamity that's happening in Masara, Davao de Oro. That is definitely an issue that has people's lives at stake. A lot of people have lost their lives and their families. So in regards with my advocacy, I really want to emphasize that we need to acknowledge that most of these disasters or calamities
calamities are really caused by human activities. And with regards to Masara, it's really because of the mining operations. So with that, what I have contributed so far is I have been able to attend with relief operations. I have visited a few of the spots there, especially because I do have some family members that live in Dabaw de Oro. So I think it's very important to teach all of our people in our community all about environmental issues and how we can prevent them from happening again in the future. Thank you.
Good afternoon to everyone. One of the current issues that has caught my attention was, I believe she has mentioned it, the environmental emergencies that we have been experiencing for the past months and weeks. So I believe that we have all been victims of these environmental emergencies, such as the flooding and earthquakes. And with these emergencies, I believe that we have all been affected mentally and not just physically but also emotionally and mentally, because these emergencies have caused traumas to the victims of such disasters. And with that, as much as we already have physical emergency response, I want to stand by my advocacy that we should further develop the mental and emergency responses, in not just in our city but in our nation. We should focus, it is high time that we should focus on the mental preparedness, the we should focus on our capability to cope with the situations we have been experiencing for the past months and weeks concerning these environmental emergencies.
Okay, last chance.
Okay. To add with the statement of candidate number, I think 18 and architect, although this is not in line with my advocacy, but as someone who works at the office of the building city official, of course, to lessen the traffic, I always encourage everyone to hire professionals and to always secure building permits before building or before starting their construction, because in that way we would be able to evaluate whether you have followed the proper setback, and if you did, or if you followed the proper setback, there will be an allowance wherein by the time that the government will use that allowance or the allowance from your lot, we will be able to widen the roads, which will help aid with the traffic issues here in Davao City.
Thank you so much, ladies. But before we head on to the next question, I would like everyone to know that with us here is Miss Jennifer Romero, the OIC of Davao City Tourism Office, if you have any questions for her also. Okay. Yes, sir, you have questions po? Yes.
Hello, good afternoon. Medyo level up na yung question. Recently, there has been a movement of some groups or personalities who are lobbying for the secession of Mindanao from the Republic of the Philippines. Okay? Do you think, or do you believe, or what's the right word? Do you think that should Mindanao secede from the Republic of the Philippines? Yes or no, and why?
Sir, I think Mindanao should reside from the Republic of the Philippines, number one, because 57% of agriculture owns and earned by Mindanao. So if we didn't distribute that earnings and focus on Mindanao, then every barangays, every LGUs in Mindanao will continue to progress. And according to our past president, Mayor Rodrigo Duterte, he will be implementing federalism where the income of the state will be focused on that state. So if 57% or majority of the agriculture belongs and owned by Mindanao, then Mindanao can be a progressive city compared to Luzon and Visayas. So it is an advantage for me, and I go for it.
Thank you. Yes, Miss.
This might sound as contrary. Given that we're living in Mindanao, we are part of Mindanao, it could be advantageous on our part. But in reality, as someone, every country, when it loses its authority or its power in leading a certain area, then it would result to a more conflict and more, what do you call, like issues would keep on arising. So as much as we want to separate, it can somehow, there are times wherein it can be brought to a table wherein we can talk and plan for a more programs wherein it can benefit not just our region, but as well as other regions. Because at the end of the day, losing your power over a certain land will be vulnerable for other countries or other areas for you to be attacked or for you to be the target. So that's why as much as I'd want to, but it can be somehow risky on my end. I'm just being honest. Thank you.
Yes, please.
Hello, good afternoon again, everyone. I believe that Mindanao shouldn't be removed or separated from the Philippines, from Luzon and Visayas, because I know that our ancestors really fought for our freedom for the Philippines. And aside from Mindanao is giving us a lot of projects, natural resources, and its bountiful harvest for the economy of the Philippines, I believe that we will not be called proud Filipino, proud Pinoy, if it weren't for Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao. Thank you.
Okay, anyone? Yes.
Good afternoon, everyone. So I could traverse a different trajectory when it comes to this issue, but for me, what we need is fresh thinking. Because we have been talking about the division between the different parts of the Philippines. However, what we need now is to change our mindsets and to change the paradigm that we used to uphold. And through this, I think if you talk about federalism, it will take constitutional change or Acacia. It will take us years in order to accomplish. And what we need right now is not divisiveness. It is being united as a nation. Although we are an agricultural country, but there is more to Mindanao, to Luzon and Visayas that everyone could see. And as queens, having this platform, when we talk, everyone listens. So I would like to take this opportunity that we must not polarize people. We must not promote divisiveness, but rather collate all the things or the values or what we can offer in order to make the Philippines as one. We should be united, and what we need is to traverse into a different path. What we need is to empower and not promote polarization. In that way, we'll be able to move forward and address no matter what economic struggles, issues that we have been facing. This might sound cliche, but what we need is to have a different mindset. We must empower, uplift people in order to prevent all these things from happening. Because if we take time, so much time, then rather than acting now, then it will cost us a lot of resources. It will cost us a lot of time. So now more than ever is a high time to spread a word that we must unite and not divide. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anyone from this side? From the top? Okay. Let's proceed now to the next question. Yes.
Hello guys, I'm Kent Abrigana of GMA News. I want to ask about the construction of the Samal-Davao Bridge. What are your thoughts about its environmental impacts as per or according to some scientists and conservationists?
Maayong hapon, Sir Kent. Maayong hapon sa tanan. Once again, my name is Rebecca Gail Celis. I am a law student in a certain university here in Davao City. One of our position papers includes the protection of the marine life in Samal Island. So as we very well know, the marine life in Samal Island is very diverse and it is very much protected. And as a Davaoeña, although I believe this will be efficient for us and this will be beneficial towards us because it will lessen the travel time and it will also help us bridge the gap between these two islands. I firmly believe that there should always be this sense of protection of our marine environment. It is our duty as a future Mutya ng Davao, Lord willing, that we would be protecting our marine life because where do our resources come from? It is not from synthetic or manufactured things. It is from nature itself. So we should always go for ecotourism when it comes to these things. So we should always take into account not just the economic benefit, but also the environmental benefit of things. So we should enjoin our policymakers to create something that would be beneficial, not just for us as the economic benefactors or economic, not just for the economic side of things, but also for the environmental side of things. There is always a compromise for everything, and that is what I'm here for. Thank you so much.
Okay, let's give chance first to those ladies who didn't answer yet. Anyone?
Yes. Sorry. Thank you. I have to agree with Rebecca on that one. I actually had a thesis on this subject, and my thesis was in a different perspective, though. I was able to analyze different newspaper articles about the Samal Island Davao City Connector project, and I was able to view it in the conflict-sensitive journalism lens. And I believe some of the journalists that I was studying in that thesis are also here right now. And I would like to take this opportunity to agree with Rebecca as well and I would like to preface it by saying that this issue is a very polarizing issue. We have seen it in the last couple of years. It is very, very prone to divisive opinions. And I would just like to say my own opinion. I was able to dive different parts of Davao Gulf. And most importantly, I was able to dive that part where the bridge, the current alignment of the bridge would have to cross. And I can say for myself, and I've seen from my own eyes, that the marine life in that part of Davao Gulf is really, really flourishing. It's not as big as maybe the Great Barrier Reef, but there really are marine life in that part of Davao Gulf. And the thing is with Davao Gulf, the current in Davao Gulf is very, very fast. That means that a construction in one part of Davao Gulf can be really felt, and the effects can be seen in the whole of Davao Gulf. And that's why I say this, because we can really see from this situation solely that we really have to make sure that every decision that we make in regards to any infrastructures or any changes that we want to make in our dearest Davao Gulf, we really have to make sure that it is scientifically backed, and that we have to make sure that we can make the pinaka-less na environmental effects, any adverse environmental effects, because we cannot sacrifice Davao Gulf, the beauty, not just the beauty, but the abundance it gives us, the life-giving abundance it gives us. We cannot sacrifice that for problems that we can possibly solve in other ways. But of course, we also have to say that the problem in Samal Island and Davao City, the problems in transportation and the difficulties that Davaoeños and Samaleños are currently facing in terms of transportation is really real. And so there we have, there is a gap that we must bridge, pun intended. And we also have to make sure that the environment will not suffer in the years to come, and so that everyone can still see how beautiful Davao Gulf is, since it is not only sa abundance and the marine life that gives us life, but it is also a very big tourism aspect of Davao as a whole. And so in this subject, I think there have been talks of another realignment, not really the total scrap of the whole project, because I don't really believe that is also feasible, but perhaps a realignment is something that both environmental advocates, the policymakers that we have in Davao City, and the construction experts can talk about. So the really important thing about this issue is that we connect all the experts that we have in Davao, because we have a lot, and we make sure that they come up with a feasible solution that would promote the environment and the welfare of Davaoenos and Samaleños as well. Thank you.
Any more? Anyone? Yes. Kindly pass the microphone.
Hi, good afternoon. I believe this project requires a lot of research. And with that research, if we ever do decide to implement the bridge, we need to implement it in a way that it is regulated by the government. In that way, we can protect our environment, at the same time promote the tourist spots. And if this happens, as citizens, we also have to do our part. We must be responsible in doing our part when we take care of the environment and make sure that we don't leave any trash. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies. Anyone who wants to ask a question? We have from DCDR, ma'am.
Okay, good afternoon sa tanan. Pwede ba Bisaya? Okay lang. Bisaya Tagalog para mas ma-express na ko. Since 2018, na-data ang CSWDO na nakuha na nagataas ang cases ato ang teenage pregnancy. Ano sa tingin ninyo ang maitutulong ninyo as mga Mutya, no? Na kahit ma-lessen man lang ang cases nato sa Davao City, kay nagdako siya na problema sa mga kabataan. Thank you.
So good afternoon again, everyone. So since my advocacy focuses on reproductive health education, so as a public, I was once an SK in our barangay, and I have witnessed myself the effects of the absence of the reproductive health education to our youths. That is why, as a Mutya, I advocate and I aspire to create a volunteer community wherein we would be able to impart knowledge about reproductive health education, but of course not just to the youths, but also to the adults, since there's also a lot of unplanned pregnancies that is currently happening, not just in Davao City, but in the whole nation. Thank you so much.
Yes, please.
May adlaw sa tanan. Once again, I'm Nicole Sydney Fontillas. Hello, ma'am, and hapon. Just a little background. My mother also works at CSWDO, and currently she is the head of the office. And since I was a child, I've been also exposed to the cases that she handles in CSWDO. And I have seen, yes ma'am, there is an increasing numbers of teenage pregnancy, not only because of the lack of knowledge, but also incest or rape. And as a student nurse, ma'am, I have also seen the importance for us to educate the young generations, and especially the women, in order for us to address the misconceptions when it comes to sex education. And as a Mutya, I think it is important for me to also speak up that not everyone chooses to be impregnated at a very young age. Rather, it is also our responsibility as fellow Dabawenyos to also share our knowledge about sexual education in order for us to also take an action in addressing this issue. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Hello, good afternoon. I'm Mariela Rehan Abiel. I am also a law student at a certain university. Alright. Just a background, I am a volunteer in an organization named Teen Support Group. We are actually dealing with decreasing the number of teenage pregnancies, early marriages, and premarital sex. So basically, what I want to impart to the youth is actually to dream big, because as you can see, as we all know, it takes a village to raise a child. And it is important that every child is recognized. And in that recognition, we should give them more access to education, to sport, and to other things that they may divert their attention to. It is also a call to the people holding a position in the government, because although we recognize the initiative given by the government, I believe that we have to strengthen the work that we have, especially that after all, we are a republic. We are Republic of the Philippines, and we elect people to represent us. So it is very important that one person or a few people will represent and will really see the situation in their roots. So that's it, no? We are very grateful and thankful for those NGOs that are working with the youth. But I think the best initiative should come from those people holding a position to actually elevate and strengthen the activities or those that initiative that we can offer to these youth, so that they will dream big and be someone that they can be proud of. Because I think personally, that is the reason why I am still working on my dreams up until now. Personally, I'm a bit older than other candidates here. I am a working student. I am actually a legal assistant in the Southern Philippines Medical Center, and I am also a law student. And I believe I have been the Mariela that is standing in front of you and joining the Mutya and Dabaw because of those people who I've worked with, engaging with the youths and everyone. So that's it. I believe we really have to strengthen the initiative that would allow our youths to dream big and be someone that they can be proud of. So thank you.
Can I answer? I'm ma'am.
Yes.
Yeah. Mabuhay! Hi ma'am, my name is Jan Marine Rendon, and while many of my co-candidates talk about the issue as a volunteer or as an advocate, I myself am a product of teenage pregnancy. My mother had me at the age of 17, and life was difficult to say the least. So if it were me advocating about it, I'd like to start by what I can do, simply by spreading a strong message for women, especially young ones, regarding the risks and challenges of teenage pregnancy. With that, we can call an action to the leaders, especially the Congress, to propose a measure that will make or address the underlying structural factors such as the lack of knowledge regarding safe sex education and the lack of access to reproductive health, especially to women, abused or not. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm reminding the ladies to please answer it clearly and concisely, and we will be catering 2 to 3 questions from our media partners before we wrap up. Yes, ma'am, please.
Hi, maayong manhapon sa tanan. To the person or to the beloved woman who asked earlier, ma'am, as a mother, I would love to emphasize, the first and basic unit, which is the family. And I have a teenager child. And it is our responsibility as a mother to always nurture our child and let them know and recognize them that they are so loved. that they could not ask for more love from the others. I am really strict when it comes to letting them see what they can see on the internet. That's number one. Because that will actually give so much impact to them. And we, as the Mutya and Dabaw 2024 candidates, it is about time that we could empower by being impactful through social media, because kids nowadays, or teenagers nowadays, are so into social media, especially TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. And I am currently, and I am doing it. I always advise my child, my daughter, to put first herself, to really love yourself. Because at the end of the day, you are the one who will create your future. You have the brighter future. And I, as a mother, will let my child know what are the risks, how does it feel to be a teenage mom. Because it's never easy to raise a child, and it's never easy to raise a child being a solo parent. So we have to instill into the minds of our children as a mother that they are being loved, they are beautiful, and you are complete. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Again, ladies, we'll limit your answers, please, to a minute. Okay. Yes, last to answer.
Hi, once again, good afternoon, everyone. I am Abigail Balili, and I am a teacher by profession, which is why I have personal contact with the youth. And having these problems with them, I have realized that one thing that's lacking here in our country is the open mindset about sex education, which is why I also advocate that we will integrate this to our learning, because sex education and reproductive health education is very important, especially our youth is very curious to explore these things. And having the culture in our country, we have this conservative mindset, and so we cannot really give the guidance and the knowledge that they need. And so through integrating the sex education and reproductive health education, we will be able to help them be knowledgeable about these things. And when a person is knowledgeable, I always do believe that they can comprehend and understand things better. And when they understand things better, they can make wise choices in life. And that would create a big impact to our teenagers. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies. We have a question from the Camera Club.
Hi, ladies. Good afternoon. I'm Hartzell from the Camera Club of Dabaw. We are very impressed of your grasp of your advocacies and knowledge of current events. But Mutya ng Dabaw is also a beauty pageant, and come coronation night, a portion of your scores will be for your grace and physical beauty, confidence on stage. I'm going to ask this question to Julia and Attorney Christine. What is your opinion about physical beauty, not inner beauty, physical beauty, beauty of face? And if you win, what is your opinion about that?
I'll go first. Thank you for your question, sir. I understand you're not talking about inner beauty, so I'm not gonna talk about that. Physical beauty, it is subjective. It can vary greatly from one person to another. But for me, I believe if I win, that would be because for me, I view physical appearance, it's not just about your face. It's about how you handle yourself, how you communicate with others. It's your ability to connect with the audience and the grace that come with it. So if I will be your Mutya and Dabaw, I will not only carry the title with grace, I would also promote to the children, especially the children, that we can advocate and we can show that you can be beautiful by how you present yourself to others. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Julia L. Kadangpan. Thank you so much, Sir Hartzell, for that question. Well, for everybody to know, I am actually a professional model here in Davao and in Mindanao. And I was able to work with different brands, both national and international. And yes, it is very important that as a model, you take care of yourself. But equally, it is very important that you're also built with humility. And I think I'm able to take care of myself and be on ground with, different shoots, different fashion shows. That's one of the things actually that I'm very grateful of, because it was one of the opportunities that was really open to me in pursuing my advocacy. I recently graduated Bachelor of Science in Medical Laboratory Science just last year, and I was able to support that education with, of course, the help of my parents, but of course, as a scholar of being a student athlete. And yes, it is important that you take care of yourself, not only, by face, but also by body. And now, as I win, and if being crowned as Mutya ng Dabaw, I will not only serve as an inspiration to many women who aim to be more than who they are, but of course to set an aspiration for everybody to see that it's really possible to be more than a student. It's equally very possible to be a model. And now it is on our road to also being a Mutya. And I think that's one of the things that I'm really very grateful of. And as I also raise, the beautiful side of entertainment here in Davao, I'm very grateful for the Camera Club Davao, because they were one of the people that really boosts my confidence when it comes to inspiring other people, and especially our youth. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much, everyone.
Yes. Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I am Yuanik Regalo. To tell you honestly, having beauty in your physical appearance as an advantage. Growing up as a half Filipino Russian, I received a lot of compliments to the other people of being of my nationality. But I believe the true beauty doesn't define your physical appearance, but it's defined within yourself. And if I were going to be the Mutya ng Dabaw, I will share to the people, to tell the young teenager in our community that we shouldn't think about perfectionism, thinking that we have to be beautiful physically, we have to have the perfect body to be called beautiful. But I believe that we're born to be perfect. And we're not born to be perfect, but we're born to be real. We should showcase to the people the uniqueness that we have in our heart, and having the good character and how we care to the other teenager, and how we influence them that is a true beauty. Thank you.
Let's give chance first to those who didn't answer yet.
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Stephanie Lianes. This is a personal reason, or this is a personal sentiment. I used to have a very unhealthy relationship with pageantry. I used to starve myself. They used to tell me that I am only 5 flat, so I don't deserve to belong in the pageantry. But given that I have been given the opportunity to become your future Mutya ng Dabaw 2024, I will fight blood and sweat tears for this, just to prove myself that I deserve a spot, or I deserve a seat at the table, and that I wanted to break the status quo. I wanted to prove that little girls like me have dreams too, and that I can be your Mutya ng Dabaw 2024, and that is beauty for me. Thank you.
Last to answer. Yes. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Judge Nibel Lura from Barangay Tibongko. So yes, beauty pageants. Definitely, I believe that the physical beauty would be one of the factors for you to be successful in your course to becoming a beauty queen. As one of the candidates of Mutya ng Dabaw, I believe that right now in 2024, we're in this age where we're really appreciative that beauty actually comes in different forms. We're away from that mindset that beauty needs to be perfect. And to be honest, initially I had that issue as someone who has been in the industry of pageants for quite some time. As you can see, I don't have like the most flawless skin amongst the other candidates, and that's something that I grew insecure of before. But something that I learned of is that if you actually try to embrace your imperfections doesn't make you ugly. And that's the good thing about beauty pageants right now, because we're learning to accept that the imperfections that the different women actually have shouldn't hinder them to dream of becoming the beauty queen. We've set aside from the usual standard that beauty queen needs to be perfect physically, it's us
standing up right now, showing that beauty comes in all forms, beauty comes together with someone's imperfections, and that is partnered together with the advocacies, the causes that we're pushing. And being a beauty queen is more than just what you're showing on the physical aspect. This is also something that sets Mutya ng Dabaw apart from the other pageants that we've grown familiar of, because Mutya ng Dabaw doesn't just focus on someone's physical aspect. Mutya ng Dabaw is looking for someone who will holistically be the ambassadress, who will bring the flag of a Dabawenyan, not just in Davao City, but in the nation as a whole. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ladies. The last 3 questions from our media friends. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, good afternoon again po. And I'm Ivy from the XDC Arman again. And wala mo siya na-mention ganina, ma'am, na ay nag-mention about misinformation and fake news. I know Davao City is safe. Kay kabalutang responsable ang mga Dabawanyo. And kana lang kay wala pud nawala ang mga marites ato ang areas, and kabalo pud ta aware ta nga naay nagakatag ng mga bomb threat, mga misinformation, mga fake news sa social media. And as kanang ambassadress of Davao City, pohon kinsa may crownan as Mutya ng Dabaw 2024. Also, ano mo paggamit sa imong title to protect and safeguard Davao City from this misinformation?
Again, let's prioritize those ladies who didn't answer yet. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, good afternoon again. I'm Krisha Villa. So I am a graduate of Bachelor of Arts in Communication, and if there are other chances, I would have been in the same field as you, ma'am, being a journalist. So I know that it's hard to combat fake news because information is everywhere and we are being fed with information from left to right. But I always am positive with the people around me and with their knowledge of doing research. That's number one and basic thing that you should do when you receive a message that is maybe not credible is to do your very own research, because that'll help you not only be safe from misinformation but also be educated of the things that are happening. And if ever I will become the next Mutya ng Dabaw, it will be one of the things that I would like to focus, because I know that the younger generation are very vulnerable to social media, especially Facebook, and there are a lot of misinformation there. So before transitioning into cancer awareness, my very first advocacy, and it's a personal cause, is social media management or social media awareness. So as a communicator myself, I would like them to know that there is always knowledge in their hands, and it's up to them to use it accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, good afternoon once again, Charifil Fuentes. Of course, to battle misinformation, of course, I have to be a good example myself in sharing information that I post in my social media. But of course, if God willing, I will become the Mutya ng Dabaw 2024. I will be someone that everyone will look up. And of course, it is also very important that we share the negative impacts of sharing misinformation to the youth, and to be very secure when it comes to using the social media. For example, we have a recent case in Toril where a woman was raped because a man has used a false identity to meet with this woman. So it is very important to warn our youth against this kind of stuff that circulate the social media. Thank you.
Yes, but let's prioritize first those ladies who didn't answer yet. Anyone? Yes.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I am Kuzera Fa'alabumanglag, representing Barangay Maa. And as a communication scholar, it is very important that we fact check. Like journalists and or other people, it is very important that we source our information or news from credible sources. And we must have the courage to call out all other people who are spreading this fake news, because besides that we are in 2024, we are still exposed to a lot of misinformation. And for us who are upholding a higher sense of knowledge, we have also the responsibility to call out these misinformation and be the channels in order to combat and or reduce misinformation in the future. Therefore, each of us have a role in order to combat misinformation and promote the truth through fact-checking and only coming from and only receiving messages from credible sources. Thank you.
Thank you for our last answer. Yes, ma'am.
So, madayaw o mabuhay everyone. I am Feby Jane Maricuatro and I am a former journalist in the University of Southeastern Philippines. And I think one of the biases also is from the journalists because some of them are not given the chance to have the freedom to communicate themselves because some of the they don't have the freedom to what really because of the because they're protecting something from the images that they have and or the government that they are having into something. And I think that it is also important that our journalists also have the freedom to communicate what they want to communicate because it will going to start from the journalists what they can offer to the viewers. And I think that we will always have the positivity because positivity kills freedom. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies. Now, last two questions from our media friends. Yes, sir.
My question is for number 28. As a national athlete, ano ba yung pinagkaiba ng pageantry sa sports? At saka, do you think we need more support pa sa ating mga athletes sa Davao City?
So hello everyone. Once again, I'm Nicole Sydney Fantillas. Like Sir said, I'm a national athlete and a black belt holder of the Philippine Taekwondo Association. And the two worlds where I also participate in, pageantry and as well as sports, they're very different, but as well as competitive. But the difference between the two is when it comes to pageantry, I get to speak about the causes that I am passionate about. But at the same time, I also have to stay fit. The same thing that I do when it comes to being an athlete. And when it comes to the support that we're getting from the government, I think that there should be more support to the athletes, especially based from my experience. We didn't get enough support from the government given that there are only a limited budget and most of the budget are allocated to team sports. I'm sorry, but this is only based on my experience. What happened was we were overlooked. And as an athlete myself, I believe that I've already brought so much honor to our city as I have represented Davao City and then the whole Davao region in national competitions. But it was sad to think that we didn't get the support that we need. And so I want to also challenge the government to also give more focus on individual sports, especially in martial arts, as we only not empower our fellow Dabaweños, but we are also giving hope to those children and also to those people who think they are also weak or powerless and who also wants to defend themselves in different situations that may arise in everyday lives. Thank you.
And for our last question, sir.
Hello again. Recently, the Canadian government issued a travel advisory to its citizens to be careful or warned from visiting Mindanao. Although the advisories exempted Davao City from that advisory. Now, as Dabaweños who are also Mindanaoans, how would you prove to these countries or foreign government about Mindanao? How would you prove to them that Mindanao is not the used to Mindanao? And also, do you think that Mindanao is already a safe place to travel. Thank you.
Okay, again, let's prioritize first those ladies who didn't answer yet. Yes, ma'am.
Hello, good afternoon. I am Kadangpan Manuba, Nasus Corporal, representing Barangay Governor Pasiano. So this year, last year definitely, I had visited the Moro National Front at Palomolog South, Cotabato, and that is where I was given the opportunity to talk with the commanding general of the Moro community there. And as part of what we discussed, I've learned that there is always a stereotypes coming to the mind of people when it comes to visiting Mindanao. And it turns out as a challenge for us all Mindanaoans to really confront this ideology coming from other nationalities, or let's say for example, people coming from Visayas or Luzon, because they keep thinking that there is some sort of conflict happening here in Mindanao. But something that I would really want to emphasize is that Mindanao is definitely worth sharing. Mindanao is definitely worth visiting, because aside from this mentality that or the judgment that comes from other people's perspective, Mindanao definitely has so much more to offer. And with that, Mindanao is known for its tribe people. We have our Christian, we have our Muslims, and we have our indigenous people that exist or coexist harmoniously. And that has been something that I would like to share to others, that we live and embracing the beauty of our diversity. And this has been something that other nationalities or other Filipino coming from Visayas and Luzon to also see that in our diversity, we have this beauty, and in diversity, we have peace. Thank you.
Thank you. From this side, again, let's prioritize first to those who didn't answer yet. Because we will be catering one more last question, and I think all the ladies didn't have the chance to answer. Anyone? Okay.
Hello. Shalom everyone. Once again, I'm Fabi. So if I were to ask, peace and order is promulgating in our place, particularly in Davao City. As a sovereign Filipino individual, I can see and witness that peace and order is really evident in our city, in our community. Why? Because we have a very strong and powerful mayor, our former president, Rodrigo Roa Duterte, and our vice president, Sara Duterte. With all of them, the Duterte's family, I can see that there is a peace and order. Because people in other places like Luzon and Visayas, they're also saying that peace and order is here in Davao. That's why Davao life is here. Because peace and order, and of course, discipline is here in Davao. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Anyone? May hindi pa ba nakasagot? I-prioritize po muna natin sila. Wala na. Okay, let's cater two more answers rather. Anyone? Dami. Last two na lang. Yes, ikaw muna.
You know, it has been, once again, I'm Meryl Templordal Porto, representing Barangay Talamo proper. And this issue has been a long-running issue. And not just today, but for the years that has passed. And I think the thing that we must consider is to educate people, become the purveyors of news that Mindanao and Davao City is already safe, because Duterte's have been the icons of peace and order here in Mindanao, especially here in Davao City. And I think it all starts from our communities, from our families. We must start with the grassroots. And also, by how we cultivate values within ourselves. We must be an emblematic expression of peace and order. Because if we can't start it within ourselves, then we'll not be able to show it to people, especially to the foreigners or those who are planning to visit Mindanao. It all starts from within. And the only way to break the glass door and to debunk the misconceptions is to cater the tourist wholeheartedly. You know, the Filipino brand of service excellence, we must embody it within ourselves, the way we treat the tourists, and also as locals, we could be a symbol that we are indeed trying to shy away from the negative things that we've been facing. Since we are composed of 11 ethno-linguistic tribes, I think it's high time for us to educate and also to empower them, because in that way, they will be able to cater tourists well, to serve them well, and also the warmth that we can offer to them. Through that, it all starts from within. It all starts by heart. It is meant to be felt. It is meant to be seen. In that way, we will be able to debunk the negative notions that's all in their minds. And also with proper legislations, proper implementation of laws. And also not trying to spread fake news like bomb threats, because it will cause mass hysteria. In that way, we will be able to move forward and to eradicate any negative things circulating our nation, circulating the whole archipelago. And also, as your probable queen, I am to become the ambassadress and also to eradicate ignorance within ourselves, empower young minds, and also to unite people as we move forward. Thank you.
Last. Okay, last. Yes, please.
Mayong hapon sa tanan. I'm Diana Irisacto. As a Dabawania, I am proud to say that peace and order is highly observed in our city or in Mindanao. And it is because also I would like to acknowledge that we have our great leaders as well, and our people are also disciplined. And I would like to acknowledge that Davao City or the Mindanao as a whole always choose endless discussion rather than considering differences. Thank you.
Thank you so much. And for our last question,
Multi-internal latest Dabaw News. For those candidate representing more than one, unsa ka competent kayo pressure? More than one barangay nga naay mga kandidata nga sobra to house.
Hi, good afternoon. Krisha Villa again. We are representing Barangay Matina Crossing, me and another candidate. That only goes to show that Matina Crossing has beauty, brains, and purpose that they have to offer. It's not pressuring at all. It's actually very empowering to be part of a group of women who are very diverse in nature, and we are representing one barangay. I mean, isn't that amazing to have really great ladies coming from one barangay? And I know that they are also representing other barangays themselves, and it's not something to be pressured, but rather be very, very proud of. Thank you.
Last, katuganing barangay nga pinakalayo, Takunan. Unsa jud imong masulti nga pinakalayo ka, ya dili common nga barangay o beauty queen jud ang imong pangandoy. Takunan.
Hello, good afternoon. Oh yes, about that, I'm very, very fine with that. I'm actually part of the South, I think. But it's not such a pressure for me because I'm here for a purpose. I am here for a goal in mind. I am here to enjoy the journey because this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience for me. I had the opportunity to have access or gain friendship with all the beautiful ladies here, and it's not only a competition for me, but it's a life learning and life-changing opportunity for me. So layo man kaayo ko no, pero mapasalamaton gihapon kay ko sa Ginoo kag gihatagan ko niya tsansa nga makauban ni sila mga gwapa kaayo, and for that I am so empowered and blessed to have me with them, because I can say na hala, I do belong here. I am at level with them, and I'm very proud of that. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies. One last question, rather. Sorry.
Hi, so I'm just going to make it light lang. So, I'm Jet from the City Information Office, and this question is for the city. So, anyone can answer. So, what is the essence of your advocacy towards the city? Ganun lang.
Hello, good afternoon again, everyone. I am Reza Cristel as the Rosart. As what you can see here in my suit, I have this ISA logo, which represents the international symbol of access, especially for the persons with disabilities. The reasons as to why my advocacy has something to offer in not just in Davao City but in the Philippines entirely. It's because as a future SPED teacher, I've seen the difficulties and the struggles of the parents as well as the students. Going to schools. Not all of the children with special needs has opportunities for free education, and I think that's something that our city must focus on, because a lot of special needs education students has a lot of, they have a lot to offer in our city. Aside from that, through my advocacy, bridging gaps for employment and education, we can give opportunities for persons with disabilities to be accepted in our society, to be able to work to private sectors, as well as to have the right and freedom to access equal access for education. Thank you.
Thank you. We will cater to answers at the top podium, 2 from the left and 2 from the right. Yes. Yes. Yes.
So, hello, good afternoon to each and everyone. I believe that there is still poverty here in our country, and I believe that one of the many reasons of it is lack of education. And being an advocate for education is not only a means of addressing the current challenges here in our country, but it is also an investment into our futures, the nation's future rather. And as a pageant queen, I am committed to leverage my platform to create a positive impact here in Davao City. I envision myself providing the tools and the support necessary for the young individuals to reach or to achieve their full potential through workshop, scholarship opportunities, and mentorship. I think that education is a catalyst for positive change. And if we invest into our youth, we will sow the seeds of a brighter and prosperous future. And also, I am a part of 2 non-governmental organizations, which are Dabaw Youth Association of the Philippines and Acacia Youth Association of the Philippines, where we are focusing on giving education to those who are out of school. And I am proud to say that we already helped 71,000 here in the Philippines. That'll be all. Thank you.
Someone from here, yes.
Mayong hapon sa tanan. Once again, I'm Belle from Barangay Tibongco, advocating to providing easier access to basic needs to our indigenous brothers and sisters in mountain areas. Not just here in Davao City, but around mountain areas, in provinces around Davao as well. So I believe that my advocacy is really relevant, knowing that Davao City is indigenously diverse. And if we could provide them easier access to basic needs, especially education, which I have first-hand witnessed, where there are a lot of mountain areas where these children doesn't have access to schools that are near. They had to walk hours just for them to go to school, cross rivers even. and instances where they're unable to go to school just because like the river is actually the river waters are high. If we can provide them equal opportunities as well as or like those that we have here in the city, imagine having future doctors, educators, future professionals coming from these indigenous groups, then I believe that that would actually promote or provide a very beautiful Davao City in the future. That's why it is highly relevant that we provide opportunities equally, not just people here in the city, but to our brothers that do not have access to that as well. And I hope that Mutya and Dabaw would be a platform for me to actually dig deeper into that advocacy and provide them a brighter future too. Thank you.
One from the top podium. Let's give. Okay.
All right, hello. First of all, no, I'd like to acknowledge the beautiful ladies I am sharing the stage with. I am amazed with the wit and the brains of these ladies. But in connection with what Mr. Jet has asked, and in connection with my co-candidates advocacy, I'd like to say that as a government employee and as someone who really see the situation in the roots, I'd like to push for an equality for legal aid to the communities in Davao City through legal awareness and education, because a lot of people eventually will need a legal aid and they don't even know that they have rights that the law gives and that they are protected by the Constitution itself. So I'd like to push for more inclusive legal opportunities and equal access to this legal education and awareness. So also in connection with what someone who asked about the promotion of the safety in Davao City, I'd like to say that in a very specific initiative, I'd like to tell the government or those who can represent us in the government setting that we should do more on engaging, like getting or hosting seminars, workshop that involves a national building, and let's place it in a place where in a city or municipality that are feared, to eradicate the stereotypes and to eradicate the fear from the people outside. So thank you, and Madaya Dabaw.
Last one from this side.
May hapon sa tanan. Once again, I'm Nicole Sydney Fontillas. I'm proud of Dabawenya. And as you all know, we celebrate Kadayawan Festival each year. But what is the essence of this festival? It's to celebrate our bountiful harvests, right? But the people behind these harvests are our very own local farmers. And this is why I chose to promote sustainable agriculture. It's called Project Ugat. Ugat means the roots. And there is a need for us to promote sustainable agriculture and also for us to empower our local farmers, because they are the ones who provide us with our needs, and as well as support our agricultural industry here in the Philippines, as stated by Ate Darlene earlier, that about 57% of the profits are from Mindanao. And I think that if we were only able to support and empower our local farmers more, then I think that we will be able to progress as a city, as a proud Davao City.
Last one from this side. Yes, please.
So this is actually in accordance with the advocacy that I made way back 2018, and I was given a wonderful opportunity to become the Hiyas sa Kadayawan 2018 first runner-up. So we made a school-to-school program. So I know that some of you might be asking, this is Mutya and Dabaw, this is not Hiyas sa Kadayawan. But when I see the faces of those children, I can see that they are willing and very eager to learn about our different cultures, and that's what I wanted to strengthen, to abolish the discrimination and the boundaries, and also to empower the sense of our youth and create a generation that values diversity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ladies. And that's the end of our question and answer portion. Thank you so much to our media partners.